Welcome back. You tuned into another episode of Caution Zone. Here with your boy Ono, episode 4 to be exact. And today is, how could I forget? Today is August the 5th, a month away from my B-Day. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. And counting. However you want to put it, it's up there, it's stuck there. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna put on my plans just yet, but shouts out all the Virgos. Our season coming, baby. Just wait on it. I don't even know what fucking zodiac sign we in right now. I just pay attention to mine. But I don't know shit about, I don't read about that shit, but I be knowing a lot of people with the same zodiac sign, and that shit be matching up though. Like, damn, y'all got some of the same type of traits. So I feel like there's some truth to it, but that's for another episode. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get right into it with the music. Zan Man, he working on, he put out a snippet of him working on a new Trying Yeah. So Trying Yeah Part 2. I can't wait to hear it because I like the first one. But it was like some speculation behind it that I seen online that he might not have wrote that song, or he might have stole like the idea from somebody. I think he wrote it, but he might have stole the idea from somebody or something like that. So you know what I'm saying? They put like the two songs together, of course, and you hear a snippet of the one guy that's from, I think, Southeast, somewhere in the DMV area, and in the DC area, Southeast. And I mean, to me, yeah, it kind of got the same phrase, Trying Yeah, and it's kind of the same cadence. I think I don't really remember. I vaguely remember the song, and I don't know the artist like that because I wouldn't know their name. So that put me to my next point. Is like, did he steal it? Because you an artist, so you might know more artists. I'm not an artist, like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know every artist. But at the same time, he might not have even heard it. So, you know what I'm saying? He probably, and like I said, a lot of motherfuckers say that in the DMV area. You know, I'm trying, yeah, I say it a lot myself. So it's easy for somebody to probably come up with a song like that. And the way they both did the songs was completely different, too. Like, maybe the hook was probably the same, but the songs was completely different, so it was like, yeah, but still, I can see how somebody could say that. Somebody who was able to peep that out, it's easy to say that. Blame It on Baby, Deluxe that just dropped. Of course, you know what you're gonna get with the Baby. More fucking run-on songs or whatever you want to call them. Like, they just, I listened to a few of them. I can't think of anyone that stand out right to me right now, but I definitely started listening to it, and it's cool. I like Blame It on Baby better than his last album anyway. So whatever one with blank on it, I feel like that's his best joint. And then whichever one came after that, which I think it was Suge on it, that one was cool. I like Blame It on Baby a little bit better. I didn't like Kirk too much. I can't really remember the album like that, but Blame It on Baby is I don't know. It's not like he did anything different. Maybe I just didn't listen to it like that, but you know. This one he did do some shit different though. He got more like uh, melodies and, you know what I'm saying, more melodic a little bit. I ain't gonna say he's singing, but it's a little different. So, I don't know if I'm even more into that because I want what I want from him. Like, I want him to keep doing the same thing he's doing. But it's cool to show that you got other things and just throw some other beats in there to, like, give people a fresh listen type shit. Uzi and Future, they working on an album together or a project, a collab project. That shit should be nice. Future got a lot of collab projects. Somebody also said that, I don't remember who tweeted it. I don't got Twitter. I seen it. But you know how they still post tweets everywhere on Instagram, whatever. So somebody said that the Future and the Super Slimy album was the best collab album ever. I partially agree with that. Like, it was no skips on there for me. Now, if you're just not a fan of them two, you're not gonna like it anyway. Or if you're not a fan of Thug, or if you're not a fan of one or the other, you probably won't think that. But that joint didn't have no skips on it. Like, I can listen to the whole that gotta be probably one of the only albums I know almost every fucking lyric to, and I don't even listen to it that much. But it's like, when it came out, I did. Now it's still on my playlist, but I might skip it here and there. But like, that's one of that joint. That joint alright. Like I don't know, it might not be the best collab album because I don't even know too many. I mean, I know a lot, but I don't know any that stand out to me. Like everybody think the Future and Drake joint. I don't. I guess, but maybe at that time, thinking about it now, I don't think it was that good. But like at that time, it was good. So it probably was top notch. But if you want to go back and compare it to other people collab albums, shit, I don't even know if Pee Wee Longway and Money Man, if that was an album or not. But their collab was like that. Like I like that type of shit. So it's like I guess it's all about a preference. When it comes to if you're gonna agree with that or not. NLE Chopper, NLE, he working on a project or whatever, and he put out one with Lil Baby, Narrow Road. Even back to the Future and Uzi joint, like the Paddock song, smash. Uzi killed it. They got another one, Over Your Head. That went over my head because I wasn't. To be honest, I didn't even get a song a whole listen. Like when it started, I was just like, ah. So it was like, yeah, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to hear that. I guess because I listened to Paddock first too, and it was like Paddock was that shit put you in your jam. So it's like you go to listen to that and then listen to the other one. It's like, yeah, I don't know in the order they put it out. So it's like maybe they put out Over Your Head first, and then Paddock came. So it was like build up type shit. But that's at least how I would have did it. But I guess to the artist or they putting out. I don't know who's if they got the label people helping them with what song to put out, but they drop what they want to drop. I'm assuming so. It's like they might have thought Over Your Head was like that, and then knowing Paddock is already like that, it's like okay, well we really gonna fuck him up now. But for me, it was like okay, you saved me with Paddock type shit. But the NLE Chopper and Lil Baby, Narrow Road. I like it. I like Chopper. I like what he trying to do. He trying to be a little bit more melodic. So I guess the hype shit probably wearing out for him. I don't know how many shot flows he up to right now, but I kind of stopped at 3. I think he put that on the album too. It might be on the album, or it might be shot flow 4 or something like that. But I don't even know how many he got to. But he's starting to lose us a little bit. But I like what he's doing. But he is grabbing a lot of big features. So Lil Baby, I wouldn't even say Lil Baby saved this track though, but because it probably wasn't one of his best verses, but it was still a solid verse. Lil Baby is known for getting on people's shit and like outshining the fuck out of them. So it's like for me to say that, it's like he ain't really all the way outshine them, but it was cool though. You know what I'm saying? For some good news for the New York niggas. Which I'm sure they already know. Bobby Schmidt is get ready to. I ain't gonna say get ready to, but should be coming home. For me, Bobby, I only really remember the one song. The hot nigga. If that's even what the name of the song was called, it might not even been the name, but that's the only thing I really remember from him. But it seems like a lot of New York niggas or people from New York seem to think like he was that nigga, like he was running the street. So when you from there, of course you're gonna know more of his music than I would. I'm only gonna know what's being pushed the most or what's the most popular at the time. So I'm sure all his shit was like that. I don't even remember if he had dropped the whole project before he got locked up. So hopefully he be able to come back home. He been gone for a minute. It don't seem like it because there's been a lot of shit going on, but he been gone for a good minute. So maybe he gonna be able to come back and just get right back into it. Like he kind of already was in a drill type of state. Like he was kind of already doing like New York drill a little bit. Pop Smoke with his beats and everything, he changed it a lot. So it's like he can come back in and add that dynamic to it and still be, what I'm saying, probably one of the top New York artists, if not one of the top artists anyway. So that's niggas will be happy to see Bobby come back, man. Real quick, want to say praise to everybody in Beirut. It was an explosion that happened out there. Very wild. Just seeing the video, like, you don't think a lot of times, like, I be feeling like a lot of times, and I don't even like to say this, it's like we in a bubble almost, like, just being in the DMV area, because we don't get hit with a lot of, like, earthquakes. We got that one not too long ago, like some years ago, that first time I ever felt the earthquake. So it's like I was thrown the fuck off. Luckily I was getting high on my porch and shit. So that kind of made me feel like I was just tripping out. It wasn't real. I was sitting on my porch, and I thought it was a truck coming down the street. I thought it was a big ass, like maybe a moving truck. Like my street is narrow though, so I was like, this truck shouldn't be coming down the street. So I'm like, I'm just waiting, like, but real loud shaking on the porch. I'm like, man, what the fuck? I know ain't no truck supposed to be coming down this little ass street. So I'm looking. Then shit coming down the street. Then I'm like, what the fuck? This shit still going on? It's like, I don't remember how long it lasted. It had to have been at least a minute, because I was able to get from the porch into my house. I'm looking at my grandfather. He's sitting on the couch. He's shaking and he laughing, like, just because I guess he old, and he just like, he see we freaking out. He said, yeah, you feel that? That's earthquake. I'm like, man, what the fuck going on? Shit dropping off the banister with a fireplace at. I'm like, oh man, this shit crazy. And then it subsided, and I'm like, man, what the fuck? You know it. Like, once you know it ain't a truck, you know it's an earthquake. But I'm like, that's what the fuck an earthquake. That's what motherfuckers be going through. So just to say that, it's like, to see these niggas, all these other, not these niggas, but to see these other countries, some of the shit that they go through, and just other places, even other places in the United States that, like I said, with the earthquakes, with tornadoes and all that shit, like, I feel like we been in a bubble. So it's good to speak out and just show your condolences of what's going on out there, man, because if you're not dealing with that, man, you shielded from a lot of that stuff, or you don't experience that type of shit, that shit is beyond traumatic, man. Like, just saying it, it's like, fuck. Imagine if you was on that street, it looked like it hit at least 10 miles worth of shit, maybe less or more. But I'm like, man, like, that was a massive explosion, man. It's just prayers to all the family out there, man. I don't know if I seen on one news report, they said it was based off like some chemicals. Like, when I first seen the video, and I was looking at it with some of my men and shit, we were speculating, like, somebody said that it was like a firework factory, and I'm like, that don't sound fucking right. I don't even know where they be at, but they had one of those in Beirut. Maybe they got them, but I don't know. And then just from a little bit of trying to look into it, I don't really watch the news like that. But they said it was like from some chemicals being stored improperly. So, and somebody told them to move it and they didn't or whatever. But I don't know what ignited the fire or whatever. Maybe just the fact that all the chemicals being close to each other, shit like that happens. And that's the importance of knowing your fucking job. But that's, I don't know, I don't want to speculate on what it could have been or if that's true or not. But, it's just unfortunate, man. Fucking Lou Williams, man. Everybody on this nigga line because he left the bubble and went to Magic City. Was it Magic City? It might have been Magic City. It was a strip club to get something to eat. You know what I'm saying? Nigga wasn't even in there for no ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga was getting some wings and going the fuck home. He like, man, fuck it. Like, I heard he lost a family member, so condolences and to him on that. But it's like, damn, like, you think about that being any type of popular figure, like, can you handle that, for one? Can you handle being in the spotlight all the time, being criticized for every little thing you do, even though it's like normal shit that people always do, or, or like, but see, then you got some people who flip it and like, they be extra weird, so that way you can't be surprised from what you hear from them. But I guess in sports, you can't be like that, they want you to be, there's certain guidelines you got to follow, I'm sure. But I don't see nothing wrong. Of course, I don't think anybody besides the league sees anything wrong with what he did. But I don't even know the consequences that was behind that. But like, I'm like, that shit some slight shit. Like like the nigga could have been doing a lot more. Some other shit he could have been doing. And I like what they doing with the jerseys and shit in the league right now. Like, everybody putting like, strong messages on their jerseys and shit. So that's dope. I really wish the NFL would do more shit like that. And I don't know, it's almost like an unspoken passage or some shit that they just can't say shit about injustice and all that type of stuff in the NFL, or people don't speak out like that, or they can't even show clearly because of Kaepernick. It shows you can't even show that you care or you notice what's going on, cause shit like that happened to you. That definitely scared everybody in the NFL, because at the end of the day, that's what they love to do, but that's their career and job too. So it's like they don't do. Do you blame them for not standing out and saying something and standing up for something and risking their job for it? Or do you know, because a lot of motherfuckers not in that position will say, fuck that, you know what I'm saying? All this shit going on, man, I would have stood with Cap. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? First of all, you ain't lose your job like him, so it's easy for you to say. But on top of that, you might not be willing to make that motherfucking risk if you was in the same shoes. Like, you get used to living a certain life, you got all this money and shit, and you doing what you love. Because on top of that, this shit, most of these football players, they've been playing since they was young. Like, this is a sport of love. So it's like, you're not just willing to just get that up because you want to speak out on shit. Now, you could do shit behind the scenes or try to, or still stand by certain morals, but as far as like risking your job to do it, definitely salute the Cap for doing it, you know what I'm saying? And anyone else who wants to do that, because it shows where your heart is, and you willing to risk it all for the betterment of everybody else. And there ain't a lot of people out here like that, you know what I'm saying? We need those people. So, I wish the NFL would be able to do more things like that, but in time, I guess things gonna change. It take time. I might not never see it in my lifetime, or possibly it's a lot going on now that's changing a lot of things, man. So, you seen how the whole world adjusted for COVID-19, like everything like flipped. It seemed like it was night and day. You got glass up everywhere. You got all this shit like, and it's crazy almost how they had almost. I guess they had time to I'm sure, because they, of course, when it comes to news, they know half of this shit before they even broadcast it. So it's like, to us, it felt like, damn, they got ready for this shit kind of fast. Like, how the fuck did they know everything to do to, of course, you got the doctors, they telling us what we should do, so we moving based off of that too. But it's like, nah, it's almost too fast how they adjusted. So it's like, some things adjust fast, some things take time. And of course, when it comes to Black lives and social injustice, all that shit has been taking us, you know what I'm saying? That shit is moving double slow. So it's like, for me, that basically says it's definitely a heaven and a hell, and it got to be a better place for us, because there's no way we're able to go through all this, and can't be something better we moving on to in the next life. Because, yeah, we have our happy moments and stuff, but for the most part, any Black person in America, I don't live anywhere else, so I can speak about America. They don't have a fair passage to success and all of that. Now, it's a lot of successful Black people, and shouts out to all of them, and salute all of them. But for the average person or somebody coming out of the hood, it ain't a lot of passages. You gotta really know what you want to do. You gotta have some type of. I feel like you need a mentor or something, somebody, because it's a lot of distractions. You know what I'm saying? You always see the motherfuckers getting the easy money. So you need somebody to be able to put your head on straight a little bit, and to really stick down and get some good legal money. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's easy to trap. I don't really think too many people need to tell you that. You're going to be around enough niggas doing it already that you're going to learn that. But to learn the shit that they know that's ruling the world, yeah, you need a mentor. You need somebody that's going to tell you, nigga, ignore all the other shit that's going on. Get to that bag the way they get into that bag, so we can keep this money coming in. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all it's about. And leaving something for your family, because that's where a lot of Black people, we fall off at. We don't fall into generational wealth. We don't, you know what I'm saying? But when people pass away, we don't get shit passed down to us. It's just, most of the time we end up in debt because we got to pay for funerals and all that shit. Like, so it's like, it's crazy. It's like, we got to start it somewhere, 42 Doug, man, got locked up or got arrested or detained or something in that field for fleeing from the police. Well, if he fled, he definitely got arrested. So, he got, I don't know what the situation was, why he fled. I just know he was hot right now. And, yeah, like, some of these niggas be about their lyrics, man. Like, you see the motherfucker 12, you gonna dip on their ass. So it's like, even though I don't feel like, unless he really doing something illegal, that might be like a force of habit because he's a street nigga. So it's like, that's just a force of habit to kick it on him. Maybe he always been doing that. Like, I know personally people who still do that to this day, and they bust their ass too. Like, police can't drive or run as good as the motherfuckers think they can. So, I'm sure some shit to that where they really can't chase as much as you think they can. I don't really know, but I know they be chasing motherfuckers around here. So niggas be getting their ass bust. But yeah, man, shit. Free 42. I'm sure. Hopefully this ain't nothing unless he got like prize and shit. Hopefully this ain't nothing. He might do a little bit of time behind this. I don't know, but the bad time he just dropped not too long ago too, his album Young and Turn 2. So he up right now, man. Like this is a bad time for him to be locked up, especially even with, of course, coronavirus still going on, man. Like it's just a terrible time for all that, man. So free that guy. I was talking to a nigga the other day. Nigga tell me, yeah, man, I just came home like 10 years ago. I say 10 years ago. Fuck, you just came home. Nigga, 10 years ago, I mean, okay, it's in your history. My salute is not to you going to jail, but of course being able to make it out of that shit and you know what I'm saying, being able to speak about that, you know what I'm saying. But it ain't like, that's not stripes for me that you went and did that time. Like, that ain't like you went to college, even though I'm not no college nigga myself, but it ain't like you get a pat on the back for that shit. Like, I mean, in the streets, I guess it do. That was funny as shit to me. The nigga told me 10 years ago, I just came home. Nigga, you not moving like no nigga that just came home. You well readjusted back into the motherfucking society, nigga. Like, what you saying? You just came home. Like, but that shit was just funny to me. Thank y'all for even tuning in, watching, subscribe, like, comment. I don't give a fuck. Follow me, Instagram. Uno not the dose. And this is Caution Zone. We out.